On your side with breaking news and the Tri-State's most accurate forecast. This is Good Morning Tri-State Weekend Edition.
Breaking news in Covington this morning, where crews have recovered a body from the Ohio River after searching all night. Ahead, we have a live report on this developing story.
Hyde Park is getting ready for its annual Hyde Park Blast. We'll let you know why the attraction is expected to draw over 20,000 people. Good morning, everyone. It's Saturday, June 25th. I'm Janelle Walton.
I'm Adam Marshall. Thanks for joining us for Good Morning Tri-State Weekend Edition. We'll get to those stories in just a second, but first, let's get your first check of weekend weather with meteorologist Cindy O'Quinn. Good morning, Cindy.
Well, good morning, Adam. And checking things out, we've got a pretty nice forecast starting off our weekend today. This afternoon's highs top out at 79 degrees. Janelle and Adam.
Cindy, thank you. We begin with breaking news out of Covington this morning.
Just a few minutes ago, dive crews recovered a body after searching throughout the night for a man who was knocked off the Brent Spence Bridge yesterday. 9 News reporter Shannon Kettler is live along the Ohio River with an update. Shannon.
Well, Janelle and Adam, I just got off the phone with Captain Teal Nally, the spokesperson for the Covington Police Department, and he confirmed crews did recover a body just about an hour ago. Let me show you the scene here behind me. We are just off Riverside Drive here in Covington next to the Mike Fink, and this is the command center for the Boone County Water Rescue Team. They arrived here at the water's edge about a half hour ago. This after a dive team mobilized on board a rescue boat and entered the water around midnight. Now, the search began around 7 a.m. Friday morning after the car the man was driving stalled in the middle of the Brent Spence Bridge. Jerry Hargett was on his way to work when he came up behind the man. He stopped behind him to block him from oncoming traffic. The man came to Hargett's Suburban to ask for a gas can, but during that conversation, a tan van came up behind Hargett's SUV and struck him. The impact sent the victim over the side of the bridge.
I didn't really have time to, tell the guy to get in the Suburban or anything like that. And next thing I know, we got smashed, and I got out of my Suburban immediately, jumped out after the impact, and looked back, and I saw this tan van behind us. It was all smashed up. I saw my Suburban was all smashed, and I realized I looked underneath of my Suburban and saw a tennis shoe there.
All day Friday, search boats used sonar to try and locate this victim. His name is not being released at this time. Back live now here in Covington. We're told that right now crews are doing the fingerprint processing, trying to identify the victim that was recovered. Again, to quickly recap, crews removed a body from the Ohio River less than an hour ago, and will continue to provide any updates as we get them. Adam and Janelle.
All right, Shannon, thank you. A bill allowing same-sex marriage has been signed into law in New York. Democratic Governor Eric Cuomo signed the bill into law last night. State lawmakers narrowly voted to legalize same-sex marriage, making New York the 6th state where gay couples can wed.
Investigators are still trying to determine the cause of a deadly train accident in Nevada.
We have breaking news right now out of Deerfield Township. This is a live look at the scene where a major accident has shut down I-71. Now, this multi-vehicle accident happened in the northbound lanes just north of Fields Ertl. Again, they're on 71. Now, Ohio State Patrol tells 9 News just moments ago that one person was ejected from a vehicle and another person trapped inside a vehicle. At this point, right now, northbound traffic is being forced to get off the highway at the Fields Ertl exit. A 9 News crew is headed to the scene, and we will bring you any more information as soon as we get it.
Firefighters in northern Kentucky are still investigating the cause of a large house fire. The Florence and Union Fire Department say the house has been destroyed. It happened in the 9400 block of Gettysburg Lane. No one was injured. We will continue to keep you updated on this story as we get more information. A teen is charged in a deadly shooting in Covington. Police arrested a juvenile they believe is responsible for the death of 18-year-old Brett Thornberry. The shooting occurred last month in the 1000 block of Greenup Street. The 16-year-old arrested and is charged with murder and robbery. This fatal shooting is still under investigation. A local Marine is severely wounded in Afghanistan just weeks before he was scheduled to return home. 27-year-old Josh Sams from Wilmington was on routine patrol Wednesday when he stepped on an improvised explosive device. He was taken to the hospital where both legs were amputated above the knee. He could be transported to a hospital in the U.S. by Tuesday.
Cincinnati police have released the name of the suspect they say robbed the U.S. Bank on Court Street, then turned himself in. 37-year-old Frank Coleman is in the Hamilton County Justice Center this morning. Police say he entered the front of the bank and passed a note to the teller demanding money around 2 p.m. From there, he ran to Main Street and got into a cab with about $2,000 in cash. About 20 minutes later, the Emergency Communications Center received a call from a man wanting to turn himself into police for the robbery. Here's that call.
Cincinnati 911, what is the address of the emergency?
I'm the one that robbed the U.S. Bank, and I just need to report it to turn myself in.
And police are still investigating the incident. If you have any information, you have to call Crime Stoppers at 513-352-3040.
Neighbors are taking a stand against vandals targeting churches in Latonia. As we told you last week, burglars broke into Trinity United Methodist Church, First Church of God in Latonia Christian Church. Next week, the West Latonia Neighborhood Association is meeting to talk about how citizens on patrol can help catch the thieves. The meeting is at 6:30 Monday night at Holy Cross High School's Arling House.
Well, this may sound like an awful idea given our frigid temperatures last night, but Northern Kentucky University students were up for the challenge. The university held its annual Nearly Naked Run. The event is part of the university's homecoming celebration.
The run was really cold, really cold, but I was excited because I got to do it with my sisters, and it was really fun.
I bet it was really cold. That was Michelle Forlenza, a sister of the Delta Gamma at NKU. Last night's event kicked off a week of activities leading up to next week's basketball homecoming game versus Lewis University.
There were some girls actually really running out there practically naked,
freezing. You have to even stay warm.
Well, winter weather is causing major problems.
On your side with breaking news and the Tri-State's most accurate forecast. This is Good Morning Tri-State with Catherine Nero.
We have breaking news in Turkey. The death toll is rising after a powerful earthquake there. Coming up, new information just into our newsroom on the search for survivors. And we're on your side reporting live from Birmingham at the memorial service for Reverend Fred Shuttlesworth. Ahead, a preview of how the civil rights leader will be honored today. And good morning to you to 6 a.m. now this Monday, October 24th. I'm Catherine Nero. Now, I am not very good at math, I'll admit it, but I'm pretty sure Monday's a 4-letter word. Prove me wrong. Let's take a look outside your window, why don't we? Here it's 6:10 now, and today Horseshoe Casino leaders will give an update on the downtown casino project, and that begins our look at your day ahead in 90 seconds. Hamilton County Commissioners will meet with representatives from the Horseshoe Casino, among others, at 11:30. Officials from Rock Gaming and Caesars Entertainment will also be there to take a look at how that project is coming along. The casino, by the way, is slated to open in 2013. Yes, it's only October, but people are already talking about snow. The Butler County Engineers' annual Snow Summit is today. Snow removal crews from throughout the county will meet to talk about better organization and communication during winter weather emergencies. A new elementary school will soon open in Boone County because of all the growth in that area. Thornwild Elementary off of Kentucky 237 will open next August. 6 schools have been added to the district since 1998. So Boone County Schools will hold a redistricting meeting tonight to discuss that move. The public forum is from 6:30 to 8 at the Ralph Rush Center on Center Street. Miami University will help students at Cincinnati State today protect their health. Miami's mobile health unit will be at Cincinnati State to offer tests and services. You can get free flu shots, HIV testing, and screenings for sexually transmitted infections. The health unit is touring regional colleges and universities in Ohio, Kentucky, and Indiana. Let's take a live look at traffic, why don't we? There you go, the Daniel Carter Beard Bridge. Things look like they're moving well right now. We'll get the latest from Valerie in just a couple of minutes. Meantime, Ultimate Doppler 9 HD. It's clear right now, but could be some showers on the way. Larry's taking a look at one right now near Connersville. We'll have the latest ahead, and that's a look at your day ahead in 90 seconds. Lady Liberty is getting some high-tech gifts for her 125th birthday. We'll explain coming up on Good Morning Tri-State. Many people from Cincinnati are in Birmingham this morning for the funeral of civil rights leader Reverend Fred Shuttlesworth. 9 News reporter Tom McKee joins us live now from Birmingham with more. Tom?
Well, good morning, Catherine. This is going to be a 4.5-hour homegoing service here at the Faith Chapel Christian Center, a venue chosen because of its size to handle the large number of people who are expected to come here and honor the life and legacy of the Reverend Fred Shuttlesworth. It's been a remarkable weekend of events here in Birmingham to honor this often fiery preacher who fought injustice everywhere he saw it, whether it be here in Birmingham or in Cincinnati at the Greater New Life Baptist Church, which he founded 40 years ago. Last night during a pastoral service at the 16th Street Baptist Church, U.S. Attorney General Eric Holder called Reverend Shuttlesworth a national treasure and said he would not be where he is today without his paving the way. Earlier, dozens of Cincinnati journey to Birmingham gathered for a luncheon with the Shuttlesworth family at Birmingham City Hall. His family members said they were overwhelmed at the showing of support. And at the Birmingham Civil Rights Institute, dozens of people, young and old, black and white, admired the statue of Fred Shuttlesworth outside the building. It's located near where many of the violent confrontations took place in the 1950s and the 1960s. And Catherine, there are a number of people who believe that Fred Shuttlesworth has not gotten the credit he deserves for being such an icon of the civil rights movement, right alongside Dr. Martin Luther King and Ralph Abernathy. In fact, the Reverend H.L. Harvey of the New Friendship Baptist Church in Cincinnati told me before there was a Ralph Abernathy, or excuse me, before there was a Jesse Jackson, or before there was a Dr. Martin Luther King, or before there was an Al Sharpton, there was Fred Shuttlesworth. He started it all, they said.
Tom, you've been down there with photographer Dwayne Slavey for days now. Is there any one moment, one event that has stood out to you in the honoring of Reverend Shuttlesworth?
Well, I think the very fact that many of the people who were in the struggles in the 50s and 60s were in the park last night. We remember those scenes we've seen from the 1960s, 1963, the demonstrations in Kelly Ingram Park, where the fire hoses were used to push back the demonstrators. That's where the Civil Rights Institute is located. Many of the people who were there were talking last night about that. But what was most interesting, Catherine, was the fact that they brought young children, their children and their grandchildren, to come and learn about Fred Shuttlesworth, to learn what he had done so that he paved the way for others, like Eric Holder, like Barack Obama, like Mark Mallory as mayor of Cincinnati. All those things were done to pave the way.
Tom McKee reporting live for us in Birmingham. Thank you. And Tom will be joining us here on 9 News at noon, at 5 and 6 tonight with the latest on that homegoing ceremony for Reverend Shuttlesworth. Tom, thank you. Also,
at today's Reds game, you'll likely see a focus on moms and young girls in our community. Just before the game, there are a number of on-field activities celebrating the 100th anniversary of the Girl Scouts. That all starts at 12:30. Now, the Girl Scouts of Western Ohio serves 50,000 members with the support of 14,000 volunteers. Plus, the Reds are giving away a free J. Bruce cereal bowl and spoon set to the first 8,000 kids at the ballpark today.
Because moms often have to give kids cereal in the morning, right?
I guess. I think
suppose
moms
that's the
need
connection.
Flowers from the Reds. Come on.
Maybe they can work on it by one.
Red flowers.
All right. Thank you, Sarah. Well, what are Americans saying right now about same-sex marriage? The latest numbers show a slight majority. It's at 52%. Echo the president, saying gay marriage should be legal.
Now, that same support is showing up in American advertising. Here's ABC's Ron Claiborne with a look at the changing attitudes and the changing ads.
It was 15 years ago Ellen DeGeneres' character was about to share a secret in that now iconic scene.
Susan, I'm gay.
When advertisers heard that, they fled. One of them, JCPenney, pulling their ads from the show.
All right, Sarah Walters joins us at 5:43 for your morning brew this morning. Sometimes you just have to stop worrying about your own pain and go to the expert to get the real deal, right? That's what we have to do. Go see a doctor. Even for your pets sometimes. A chiropractor in Georgia recently had an unusual patient. Look at this guy, a wallaby, the cousin to the kangaroo, by the way, named Oliver, having a little neck trouble. So after a consultation with a chiropractor, it was discovered the animal had a fractured vertebrae and needed a neck brace.
Wow.
Unfortunately, it is still not known if Oliver will recover from that injury. Poor guy there.
Oh, he's so cute.
But you know, healing touch, it goes a long way.
It does go a long way.
That's
That's right. And we have another pet story here. This one's quite interesting. A water rescue near the Golden Gate Bridge has some rescue crews asking who's smarter, the people or the dogs?
Good question. That's a fair question to ask.
Here's what we're talking about. Tourists in San Francisco took a paddle boat out for some sightseeing with their poodle when they realized that the current was pulling them out of control. They called 911, and when rescue crews arrived, they found that the poodle was the only one wearing a life jacket. The adults got a lecture, and we can only imagine that the poodle got a nice pat on the back. Can you believe that? They put the life vest on the poodle.
That's what.
Look at that.
Easy to scoop them up, I guess, that way. But to take the time to do that and to think, oh, I don't need one.
Yeah, I think everyone needs one, even if you know how to swim. You never know if you get stuck out there, how long you have to sit there and paddle.
And that's a good example. Tides change, current changes. You never know what's going to happen.
Never know. Smart dog there.
In that case, the dog's smarter. Look at that.
I think so too, right?
Now we're taking a look at some of your viewer comments on one of the big stories this week.
It's time for what you're saying this morning. An Ohio man is causing controversy with his neighbors after installing a flagpole in his front yard. Macedonia, Ohio resident Fred Quigley is taking heat from the Villas Taormina Homeowners Association he is a part of, sparking a nationwide debate over the rights of homeowners associations and private citizens who agreed to be members of them. Both sides plan to sort out the disagreement in court. Until then, Quigley says he vows the Stars and Stripes will continue to wave atop the flagpole.
So, of course, we asked you all, should the Homeowners Association make an exception? Many of you commented on the story on WCPO.com and on our 9 on Your Side Facebook page. We'll start with Randy, who says, yes, homeowner associations are ridiculous in the first place. Daryl says, if you spend your hard-earned money to buy a home, you should be able to fly a darn flag, period. And Kelly says, we are living in America, people. Since when is it against the rules, quote unquote, to display our flag? I think it is ridiculous, and I say good for him for doing it anyway.
See, I guess my neighborhood is, we don't have that problem because the model home they built had a flagpole in the front.
So you know you're allowed, that's right.
Well, nobody else has done it, but that one house has a flagpole in front and nobody complains. But we have.
Cindy, thank you. This morning, dive crews recovered a body after searching throughout the night for a man who was knocked off the Brent Spence Bridge yesterday.
Yeah, those crews went in the water just after midnight. 9 News reporter Shannon Keller is along the Ohio River live with an update. Good morning, Shannon.
Good morning. Right now, police are trying to identify the victim pulled from the Ohio River just about an hour ago. And joining me now to tell us more about it is Captain Teal Nally with the Covington Police Department. Thanks for joining us this early hour. What can you tell us about the finding this morning?
Well, since the accident occurred yesterday morning at about 7 a.m., the Boone County Water Rescue has been out there trying to locate the victim. And about an hour ago, they did so. Victim was pulled from the river just west of the Brent Spence Bridge, and right now we're trying to positively identify the body, but we believe that we've got the person that was knocked off the bridge yesterday.
Tell me a little bit more about what happened yesterday morning with this victim. He had ran out of gas on the bridge, is that right?
He was apparently on his way to work in a vehicle that he had recently purchased, and ran out of gas on the bridge, and another vehicle pulled in behind him to try to help him. He came back to talk to the driver of that vehicle on the passenger side when another vehicle came and struck that second vehicle, and the impact caused him to be knocked off the bridge. So we've located him, and we're in the process of notifying the family and trying to positively identify him.
Which I'm sure is a much relief for this family to be able to have recovered the body. I know that search crews, this was a long day for them. Have they been out all night long?
The Boone County Water Rescue has done a tremendous job. They have been out since the 7 o'clock hour yesterday. They've had divers in the water since about 11:30 last night, and they successfully found what we were looking for.
Captain Teal Nally, thank you very much for joining us this morning. And to quickly recap again, crews have recovered a body here along the Ohio River. Adam and Janelle.
Shannon, thank you. And more local news. If you're looking for work, you may want to check out a job fair today. Paul Brown Stadium is looking for employees in its event services department. The job fair is today and tomorrow from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. Even though we're a few months away from what we hope to be the Bengals season, they want to be ready. Plus, there's more opportunities than just working the games. The director of operations told us about some of the other positions they're trying to fill.
We have security positions, guest service, elevator operators, wheelchair escorts, club and suite guest service people. We do our pat downs out at the gates, so it's more of a customer service oriented positions that we're looking for.
If you'd like to apply for any of the positions for the 2011 NFL season, head down to Paul Brown Stadium. Again, anytime between 10 and 3 today and Sunday. Enter through gate C near the Pro Shop.
In Clermont County news now, crews are working to repair a sinkhole in Union Township. This is home video shot by Herman Chim-Usoro of the massive sinkhole on Laurel View Drive. A pipe broke during the rain Tuesday, creating the hole, which is 20 feet wide and 8 feet deep. The sinkhole cut off the water to about 40 homes. A temporary road has been built for residents while construction workers repair the line and fill the hole.
West Nile virus is threatening the tri-state, and health officials want you to take precautions. Local health departments issued an alert this week after the state announced a pool of mosquitoes tested positive in the Columbus area. Officials say the rain we've had in the past several weeks creates a perfect breeding ground for mosquitoes. The virus can have varying reactions in humans.
Most people who get West Nile virus have no symptoms whatsoever. That's about 80%. Maybe a little less than 20% will have, what we call the mild West Nile fever. That's a flu-like illness, perhaps with a rash, perhaps with some swollen lymph nodes.
So far, no human cases have been confirmed in Ohio, but the test results in Columbus show the West Nile virus is active.